Hello everyone and welcome to my channel again. We are about to begin another weekly journal and I'm so excited about it. First of all, let me thank Catherine and Leslie because of their super thanks. It's really it means a lot for me. This means that you're learning something from these videos and I cannot be more grateful for that and for your gesture, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so in today's journal I have a few things to show you. Besides the regular stuff that I'm showing you what I was working on, which will be some later in the video, I will show you into that section of the video. I will show you the short rows at the back, how to add them here, because I find I was thinking while working on this Demerzael sweater to a technique and I wanted to show it to you. So keep in touch if you want to see that and how to make the back panel longer and lower the front panel if you don't want the neckline to be like this. Maybe you'll find it interesting and find something else. And then I will and another thing that I want to show you, I will show you a kind of a sketch with the bag that I want to make as Lindsay requested, with macrame yarn. There is an issue over here because I will order some other kind of yarn and she wants to try on a bag, but anyways, we will get into it. So let's just get started with the weekly journal. This week I had two questions where actually Lindsay was telling me about the macrame yarn that she will be comfortable to use as for the bag. And there is an issue over here because I ordered a different size, but anyways, it doesn't matter because I will order the size 2 macrame yarn as I ordered the size 5. But when my daughter saw this dusty pink, she said, "Oh mommy, I want you to make me something with it." So I have an old backpack pattern from many years back, and I'm thinking that I will make her that backpack because now she's using kind of purses, whatever. And then for the bag I will order something else. And she's also asking me about the Stella t-shirt, if I follow something particular, I did something particular with the sleeves. Well, no, after finishing the yoke section, I just let the sleeves as they were in that size, and I only made a single crochet border, like edging, and 2 rounds I think. And because I used the 6.5 millimeter crochet hook, I size it down to a 3.5 millimeter or even 3 millimeter crochet hook, and I work 2 single crochet in every single stitch. In that way I had that I don't know, the edge was more defined, looking more neat. So this is the only thing that I did with the sleeves. And then I have Marina, who's asking me what's the easiest way to write a pattern. What software do you use to write your patterns? Well, I had a reel on Instagram about it because I started kind of Designers Corner series, but then yeah, I got into too many things and I wasn't able to talk more about it or something like that. So I'm using right now Adobe InDesign, and I'm using Illustrator for my charts and sketches and whatever I need to do, like a graphic. And I know that last week or in a weekly journal, someone else was asking me about the same thing, and I told you that my husband was in charge with this finding a software for me to do this kind of stuff. So I only explained him, well, I need something for sketches, I want something that will look more professional to write patterns and so on. So after having that message and talking about what I'm using, I talked with my husband, and apparently it's not that cheap. So yeah, so I'm really happy with it, and I'm using Windows, but maybe on iMacs or iPads or Apple stuff that you can find something else. But when I started to write patterns, and I did that for I think more than about 3 years, because I didn't switch only 2 years ago or something like that. So I was using just Word, and I was writing my patterns in Word. So but you can use Word, you can use PowerPoint, for example, because you can do like a presentation and you can make it as a template. With Word, I don't like it because the writing, it's shifting, so somehow then you're getting your images in other places, and this can be annoying because not all the time you have the same amount of words for a pattern. So it's kind of with each pattern you need to rearrange the stuff in the page. But with PowerPoint, if you're used to it, you can do it as a template and have the photos there and the writing there. You have writing boxes as far as I remember, so I think you can use that. Another tool might be Canva. I found Canva for I don't know. At first, I think I was into a Pinterest kind of course about Pinterest, and they were recommended Canva for your pins, for everything. And then I realized that you can do a lot of stuff in Canva. You can write documents, you can, and as well you can do the pattern as a template. So I think any tool for writing documents, it will be useful. You can try, and you can find your own software or I don't know, something to write into your words and your patterns. So don't let this thing hold you back, because you can start with anything you have in hand right now. Try to make it look as nice as possible, and as long as your words and your design is standing up, then it's perfect. Okay, so now about the Lindsay bag. So I was thinking of where are my pieces? Okay, one, and where is the other? Okay, so I was thinking about a bag design, and sometimes I'm doing this because sometimes if I don't know how the shape or the object will be in the end, I kind of do some kind of things with paper. And I did it not only with bag, I did it even with blouses. I think with the Pride blouse I did the same. So somehow I'm trying to see the pieces, and then I need to see them together, because I don't know how to draw 3D or something in the software that I'm using. So for the bag, I'm thinking to work in two different stitch patterns, but maybe it would be in a single crochet and something related, so a single crochet variation. I find it the single crochet more suitable for bags, and yeah. And I will use two different stitch pattern. So first I will have yeah, I will show you. So this will be the pieces, okay? So we will have two triangles, which will be like front and back, and this will be in one stitch pattern. And then the other side will be something like this, and this will fold into that. I know it's weird, but this is me. So this will fold into that, and there we are where the triangles will be. And let me show you, because I already assembled one. I think my daughter will be super happy with the small bag. Well, because I didn't cut everything like in angle measuring, you can see that it's not perfectly matching. And now, depending on how long this portion over here will be, then this will give more width to your bag. And of course, as high as the triangle is, it will give you more height to the back, or at least this is what I'm thinking right now, only in my head, but things might change when I'm trying to actually make that. So with this piece, I'm thinking to work it into one single piece. So basically I will decrease, then maybe I will cut the yarn, because I will need to go with a thinner portion over here, and then I will go up to here, maybe trying to add some stitches, the ones that I decrease here, and then I will try to increase to get to the same number of stitches as I start with. So this is the main idea of this thing, and I'm trying to use single crochet, because as I will decrease this this thing over here needs to have the same number of rows as the triangles, as this, and they need to meet something like that in the end. Okay, so this will mean that it's better to use either same stitch pattern or same high of the stitches, so in the end, to make sure that this will match. So yeah, this is the idea for the bag. I will order because I just read the Lindsay message right now, and I will order size 2 macrame yarn. I'm sorry, but I don't know too many things about macrame yarn because never used it, so I'm learning with you. It's no problem. I'm not against that. I'm really happy that I'm learning new things and trying new stuff. So yeah, this will end up with a backpack maybe for my daughter, and then I will order some size 2 macrame yarn, and I will start to work on the bag. And if everything is going well, maybe I will start doing it next week. Okay. Now that we talked about, and I had only 2 questions about it, let's see what I was working on this week. Okay, so the first thing I did this week was to publish the pattern for the Shining Pearl jumper finally, because I was talking last week and I said that maybe after I was filming the weekly journal, I will go and finish editing the tutorial, but I wasn't able to do it, so I catch up sorry, this at the beginning of this week, and I managed to publish the pattern, to publish the video tutorial, and of course I will add all the links into the description below. And because I finished with that, I'm wearing the Demerzael sweater, and I think I worn it in another weekly journal when I was talking about it. And this was something that I designed for Ancestral Fiber and Co. They sent me this gorgeous yarn, which is merino with silk. And the entire collection of the yarn, she was inspired by movie series that was on Apple TV, and she asked me, do you know something about this series? I said no. Because well, I don't have time to watch TV. It's not like I'm against it, but I really don't have time. So the only time I'm watching TV is we kind of, because our daughter is now 7 almost this month, and we try to find like not animation movies or kids movies, because she's not interested into them. So we try to find some movies for adults, or not necessarily only for adults, but that they are more appropriate for her age. And she's really interested in this kind of family time, and we enjoy it. She's enjoying it. So this is the only time that maybe I'm watching TV, and of course the news in the evening, because yeah, it's just like a habit. It's not like I'm necessarily paying attention to that, but somehow to trying to still be connecting into what is happening around us. So yeah, and she was sending me one character photo from the movie, and it was a girl. It was the Demerzael, I think. I don't really know. And it had like a cape, and then here it was empty, so not wearing anything, and then a top that was starting from over here. And I was inspired by that, and I created this sweater. And it has on the sleeves also some mesh. And this pattern was available only as a kit, because I could, Diana didn't told me not to publish the sweater or the pattern as individual one, but because it was part of the kit and she wanted to sell it as a kit, I said okay, to give her some space, because otherwise all the people will come to buy the pattern and might not be so interesting to buy the kit. So I let her some space to try to sell this gorgeous yarn, because it's really gorgeous. I think it's the most beautiful yarn that I work with so far. And now after, because it was October, and then I said the winter was coming, and I said this sweater is kind of more appropriate for spring, so I will wait until then. But then in October it was fast forward. I had the yarn for a long period, and I asked Diana, okay, when is the deadline, when you want to release the yarn? Somehow the things were kind of she had a lot of things on her head, or I didn't understood from the beginning. But the thing was that I had, okay, when you are ready with your designs, can you send them to me until, I don't know, it was for the beginning of October, and I had like 2 weeks or something. So I was in a rush. I didn't have time to finish everything, to film a video tutorial. I was working like at full speed with this design to finish it, because I don't want to be late with things. And now it's time to settle and to actually work on the pattern and on the video tutorial. Well, the pattern is already done, but after posting this photo, and I realized it myself as well, that the armholes, the armhole is too deep. I use for this sweater the same saddle shape or saddle technique as for the Sella jumper. So somehow yeah, I worked this too deep. So now I did a few changes with this sample that this is recycled cotton, but unfortunately is not released yet, the yarn. So I won't give you any more details, but it's DK cotton. And I changed some things. I did the yoke shorter, and now I already split it into sleeves and body. I will show you in a short video right now. I will put it over here to see how it's getting on. And I did some short rows at the back. And you remember, when, if you follow me for the weekly journal, when we worked the round yoke sweater challenge, I told you about the thing that I don't like the short rows to go around the neck, because somehow you need to incorporate them into the increases and everything. So I find it really difficult to do that, or at least to write it. So I prefer, after finishing the yoke, to just go and make the back panel longer, so when you're joining, then the the front panel will get a bit lower. And the problem was that we discussed about that back then, because when working that extra rows on the back panel, somehow you're adding stitches to, you need to add stitches to the sleeves, so maybe you don't want that. So I found a technique for this, and we are going actually with short rows. So basically here on the sleeve, you're not having any stitch in plus except the separating row. So this is what I did now, and if you're interested in, please remain here, because I will show you right in a minute how I did that. Okay, so I finished the yoke, and now I want to work the short rows at the back so I can lower the front panel a bit. If I'm looking, when I'm seeing how do I want the neckline to look, and if I'm backing off, I can see that here I have 2 rows that might be enough to make them. And I've done this like for the entire back panel. I tried with the first sample, so working 2 rows for the entire back panel, but now I'm thinking to make actual short rows. So I will start first with the numbers of the stitches that I had for the back. So I have, for the back panel, I have 49 stitches in total, and I started for the back panel with 29. This means that I will have on the sides 10 stitches. So now what I will do, let's see if it's working, because I didn't try it so far. So this is my last stitch, which I need to finish. By the way, this is how is looking the starting stitch, which is a single crochet on top of the single crochet, and then the invisible slip stitch getting from back to front and pull out the loop. So it's looking pretty nice. I think it's closer with anyways. So now I will close hit this over here, because I will cut the yarn. I know that it might not be, for some of you, you might not see this like a thing, and I'm counting 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 stitches, and into the 11th stitch I will rejoin the yarn. Okay, I will chain 1 this time to make sure, and I will start with the same single crochet on top of the single crochet. So this is my first double crochet, and now I will work 28 more, so to have 29 double crochet. Okay, so I've worked 29 stitches. Now I will cut the yarn. I don't want to go back and forth, because I want to keep the same stitch look, otherwise it will be more visible. And now for the second short row, I will go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches to the right. There will be a few ends to weave in, but I really don't mind that. So I will start again with single crochet on top of single crochet, and now I will work this 4 more double crochet, but we will do something with the 4th because I want to make the bridge with the first short row. So to do that, I will go with 1 double crochet, but I won't finish this double crochet, and then I will go into the side of this double crochet over here and make the second double crochet. And I think you can do even 3 double crochet together because it will still be a gap. So this is what I'm trying to avoid, not to have a gap over here. So I will go into the bottom, basically into the bottom of the first single crochet, and then trying to go into the top and making a bridge like that. It's the first time when I'm doing it with you together, so this means that it's the first time. Okay, now I have to pay attention. This is my stitch where I need to go, and I will go with the rest of the stitches. So here we will need to go farther with 5 more stitches as well, and we will also have a bridge to make. So we will work up to here and then we'll see how to go farther. Okay, I went into the last double crochet, and now I will try to do the same thing. So first I will go once, then twice into the bottom of this double crochet over here, and then the third time I will go into the next stitch, close them together, and now I have to go with 4 more double crochet. And I'll cut the yarn again here. Okay, so in this way, going with short rows, because know that this was the issue at first, because we were going up to here, and because we had this portion over here, we added stitches to the sleeve. So this is what I didn't want it right now, so I decided to go like that. So now we will start at the beginning of the back panel. I don't know when the video ended, and we will do basically the separating round. Okay, so this will be kind of the third short row, but so I'm going with single crochet on top of single crochet, and then I will do the same thing, trying to make the 4th, because I do have to do 4 more. Okay, 3, and now the 4th I will do it the same. So 1 here, then 1 into the bottom of this stitch over here, and one into the top, but keep it into the side, okay, because the top stitch we needed to go with an actual stitch. And now I'm going into the top, and I will continue until I will finish the stitches over here. We will do the same up to the last stitch of the back. Okay, so now I will do the same to pass the stitch over here. So going into the side at the top, then into the side at the bottom, and then into the next stitch, and close all these three together. And now I will go up to the end of my back panel, the last stitch, and I didn't keep the stitch marker, but I know that this is the first stitch of the sleeve, so this means that this is the last one from my back panel. And this is how the short rows are looking. I think they are pretty okay. And now I will chain 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will skip the stitches for the sleeve. I think here I put the stitch marker wrong. It should be here into the second stitch, otherwise I'm eating one stitch of the sleeve. Okay, so now I'm skipping the stitches for the sleeve, going with the double crochet into the first stitch of the front panel, and now continue with the stitches of the front panel until we will get to the last one over here right before the next sleeve. Okay, I finished the front panel stitches, and now I will chain 10 again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I will go and slip stitch basically, because this was our last section. Okay, again from back to front. I hope that my stitches are not undone. So yeah, I keep struggling with this. Okay, taking the loop and carrying through here. Okay, so now we split into sleeves and body, and now for the body section we just simply go with double crochet all around until we will get to the desired length. I will stop over here. We won't need the stitch markers over here because everything is nice and clear already. And now let me show you how I hope that it will look okay with these short rows. So yeah, as you can see, we managed to rise up the neckline. I think I could go a bit more with the third one, and you can see here we are at the exact same height, but we added this short rows, and now maybe I hope that the neckline is lower on the back and we won't be too high on our neck. Okay, so this was the Demerzael sweater. I hope that you find this short rows at the back interesting to use and to try on. Another thing that I did this week was to finish the second sleeve of the dress, and I will show it over here because last time I was showing it to you only on the mannequin, so maybe you want to see it in action. I do have to make the sleeves, to make them equal and edging, and then to fill the gaps that are the holes that are forming after joining the motif, and then to wave in so many ends that I have, and I can't wait to block it because sincerely I use Crochet Katona for this dress, and it's a mercerized cotton, and I think it will work better a more softer cotton. This is to see if and somehow is not the shapes of the circle are not stretching and you're getting like this, but after blocking maybe it will be better. Then I started to work again on this sweater. I think I need to this one. This is a batwing sweater. It's actually, if you're looking at my channel, is actually the same construction as the sunset sweater in crochet, only that in knitting. And actually the first design that I made with this shape was a knitting one, and it's called sunshine sweater, and I followed the same pattern actually. So this was something that I needed for myself. I just need a project, a side project that I can work anytime on it, not to think that, oh my god, I need to stop because I need to film that, I need to go to film and everything. So I started this project just like that, to have a side project. And the only thing that I did differently, I think I worked shorter sleeves with this one than in the original design. Then here at the bottom I was adding in the original design a few stitches to just make it longer when starting to work on the body, which I didn't right now, and I'm trying to make it longer with the ribbing. What I did as well, I shaped the neckline over here a bit, so I just went with a bit lower with the front panel. And what I'm using for this, I had these two hand-dyed yarns. It was one hank of each. And the truth was that it was really tangled because my first yarn winder that I used, or I didn't know how to use it properly because I didn't get the ball, the yarn, the cakes that I was seeing everywhere, and somehow it got super tangled, and I was just put it in a drawer and said, okay, maybe I will come back to you sometime. And this was like for 2 years, and then this year I decided to, this yarn is beautiful, so I don't want to waste it, I don't want to let it like this, so I stayed in one day and just keep trying to detangle everything. And then I had this, which is from Crochet, is called Downtown or something like that, and it's also merino. It's a self-stripping yarn. And I had this, I designed for Simply Crochet magazine, the Wrap Me in a Rainbow Shawl. Maybe I will put a photo over here to see it. Now it's available as an individual pattern, and I had one skein of this free, like 100 grams, is 100% wool or sock wool, and I said, okay, I will use them together and work on this sweater. It's fun not to have, because I didn't know what else to make with this yarn. And what I did, I just worked one row in each color, and trying to, whenever I'm changing the yarn, I'm just picking up the farthest yarn that I have, so carry on with me along the side. So that's why you could see here that it's kind of, you can see the strands because I'm just carrying on. Because it's a self-stripping yarn, I use also self-stripping yarn, you can get this, and because of the short rows on the front, it looks like I have a stain because I work more rows with the same color. When it's longer row, this didn't happen, or at least not that concentrated in the same spot, but I don't mind. Yesterday I was posting this on Instagram, and oh my god, I have some comments that I need to get into them about this sweater, because yeah, the colors are spectacular. Even if I so if you put them together like this, you won't think that you will get into that. So I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is what I was working on. I already started to decrease for the sleeve, and I'm using 3.5mm needles, which is taking like forever, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm into sleeves now right now, so maybe I will finish it soon if I will have a lot of downtime that I don't know what to do with it which barely happens, but anyways. So yeah, and I think that was it. I wasn't working on anything else. So now next week I will try to order now the new yarn for this. I just tap on it and now it's, oh yeah, you can fold it like this, or you can fold it like that and have a bigger bag. So yeah, this is what I want to do while I will have the yarn. I don't think I will go with it that wide because I don't want like a shopper bag or something. But anyways, I'm letting Lindsay, because she still has time to comment or send me a Google form that I will put a link into the description box below, and let me know the size that she prefers for the bag, because it will be interesting to try and actually do as she likes it. And yeah, I hope that the yarn will arrive soon, so I can start, maybe we can start and work together on the bag on next week. So yeah, this was for today's weekly journal, and I feel excited with everything that I was doing so far. The Demerzael Sweater is getting great, so I'm really happy with the shape and with everything. So yeah, I kind of have some good vibes and I want to share it to you. So keep in touch. See you next week in another weekly journal, and have a nice weekend. Bye!